with the wind series that we did, um, a central theme with everybody in there. Brian Kelser was, Aaron,
Yeah.
you, Nathan, me, all of us, um, was to really get a consistent chance at a big buck.
Mhm.
The wind has to almost be wrong.
Always. Yeah.
And to be the guys that consistently get it done. And one of the things that I've had some people talk to me about is like, I talk about parallel winds, hunting parallel winds,
Right.
and that term may be a little bit misleading, and it's not running, both of them running 180 degrees, but I'm 20 yards off. I do that sometimes when I can find a diversion
Yeah.
in his path where he's got to walk around ahead, or he's got to walk around because of a creek bend or a deadfall or something that where he turns where he's maybe got a quartering wind or even a dead nose wind, which I don't see him walk dead into the wind a whole lot. But, there's a diversion at you in the path, and then I hunt off of the U
Right.
and that way. And I may be on the same wind that he's walking into. My wind may be blowing, right there with him. But one of the things I wanted to clarify with the listeners by that, I may be 45 degrees off of his wind where it's going across his trail. I may be 30 degrees off. I may be, 45's getting pretty tight. There's a few places I hunt at. My wind is going across where he's going to walk at 90 degrees. So I've got to shoot him at 45 degrees or
Right.
60 degrees. And so that's something I wanted to clarify with the listeners that, you know, when I say parallel, I'm not saying, always directly parallel to parallel when, where my scent's blowing the same way he's walking in, only it's straight off of his side because again, that scent cone spreads out.
Right.
So if I do that and there's not a big bump or where he's got to come up the edge of a ridge or something, or like Nathan was talking about around
Yeah.
the bottom, that scent cone's going to get him 400 yards down or
Right.
200
And
yards
it's
down.
going, yeah. And the
So,
more you
so
move, the
really,
bigger that gets. Yeah.
yeah, the further away from me, the bigger it gets.
Right.
So then you've got to use either drawing thermal or topography change,
Mhm.
where he's going to walk up into an angle. But that's the key to it is to find those angles. And not every property, there's, if you've got small blocks, not every property has places you can really do this.
Right.
And so you have to either choose, do I hunt him here or do I not hunt him
Yeah.
here? To there, is it the best thing or do I hunt him in this wind versus, that wind? Not
Mhm.
every place. And public ground, a lot of
Right.
times it's hard to find, especially in our mountain country where you can set this up. But that's where our use of thermals and that's where you get the consistency that you can just be offset from him. But
Mhm.
I think that's something I just wanted to clarify that with the listeners that by hunting parallel wind, that may not be the best term in the world,
Yeah.
because it's not parallel. A lot of times I'm at 45 or 60 degrees off of him,
Yeah.
but it's in his general direction he's traveling.
Yeah.
But like you just talked about, and like, I have many times, buddy, I better kill him by
Yeah. Oh,
now
yeah.
or he is going to bust me. And
Yeah.
I
Thing
and
is, you get
and I
one
don't.
on.
Well, how many videos of bucks did I send you guys or bucks and
Yeah.
does, and guys that haven't heard before. I keep a thread off of my bra.
Yeah, that thread's cool.
Yeah, and that always keeps and being that far off of my body, the vortex of my body, the wind wrapping around or the heat
Hmm.
rising off it doesn't affect it. So I'm getting a true wind there. So when an animal's coming in, I'm not having to scent puff. I'm not having to do anything. I'm
Yeah,
watching
no
that
movement.
era and
Yeah.
I know where my wind's going. But how many times video have I sent
Yep.
y'all of a buck walking by me 5, 10, 15 yards?
Yep.
And it's a buck, I'm not going to shoot him or a doe. I sent you does this year. And then you would start seeing that thread kind of going that general
Yep.
direction and then them getting squirrely.
Yeah.
And that's the same place I'm planning on killing
Yeah.
a big buck by. But the way I'm set up, even if he leaves uh, an alarm scent on the ground from being
Yeah.
sort of spooked, um, it, I will have shot the big buck before he gets to where the little buck is left scent on the ground.
Yeah.
And but you can see that, and there's a lot, and a lot of places I hunt. I have no choice. I'm going to get, but I got to kill him
Right.
because this is the only place I can hunt. Only place I can kill him at is right here. And if I don't get him, I am going to bust him.
Yep.
And which we talk a lot of times, do everything you can not to let them know we're there. But you have to decide, is this one of the things I need to make happen now? Or have
Hmm.
I got a month to make it happen?
Right. And then you
So
might be a little more selective or might be
yeah,
a little more tentative about, yeah, I see what you're saying. And
yeah,
two,
not as aggressive.
yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that busting deer or getting not all episodes of getting smelled are equivalent.
Right.
If you're getting smelled from a great distance away, that's not that alarming, and it sure seems like they'll get back to a regular pattern a lot quicker than if
Because
you've got one.
because,
Yeah.
and we talk about this in the scent series, that long range scent surveillance,
Yep.
everything in their plans has worked
It's
correct.
worked. Yep. Their
So
systems are all go.
yeah, and so like, man, I got this down. I got this down. That
In
it
good shape.
doesn't spook them off that much.
Right. But if you ever get in their bubble and you get busted in that bubble,
Yeah,
they know, oh crap, that was not a good situation
yeah,
at all. And
yeah.
that
That
really changes
direct.
things.